Hola, ¿cómo está? I hope everyone is muy bien. As I said to you during our math video, today is Cinco de Mayo. If you take a look at this slide, it says Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May. So we know today is May 5th, and we are going to talk about why it's called Cinco de Mayo and what people are celebrating when they celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Most of the celebrations that you would see for Cinco de Mayo are either in Mexico or the United States. This is Mexico, it's right below our country. And here is the United States of America, which is our country. We're going to look at some nonfiction first about Cinco de Mayo. We're going to look to find the main idea, and then we are going to look to find the important details that support that main idea.
In this video, we are going to learn facts about Cinco de Mayo for kids! Yay! Kids facts for Cinco de Mayo! You're going to know so much about Cinco de Mayo, you're just going to want to talk to everyone about it and be like, oh, Cinco de Mayo is so cool, and I understand it because I saw the video! Cinco de Mayo is an amazing celebration that has food, music, dancing, parades, and more. Cinco de Mayo is Spanish for May 5th, the day that it is celebrated. Cinco de Mayo is mainly celebrated in Mexico and the United States, though there are celebrations in other parts of the world. Okay, wait, we've been saying the word celebration a lot. What are we celebrating during Cinco de Mayo? What is this celebration all about? Well, Cinco de Mayo celebrates Mexico's victory over the French at the Battle of Puebla. The Mexican army defeated the French at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. The battle was significant because, first of all, it was an underdog story because the Mexican army was very outnumbered. They had about half the soldiers that the French did, and their army was not as well equipped as the French army was, and yet the Mexican army won.
Okay, now I heard an important fact, and if this was a book that we were reading, we would put a post-it note right here and we would say, the important fact is the Mexican army defeated the French at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th. Okay, there's another important fact that I see here, something that we've already learned about Mexico when we talked about how Mexico celebrated Christmas. And I see the Mexican flag. I see the flag of Mexico. And I know we've talked about it before and we even colored it. That's an important detail to know and remember that that's the Mexican flag.
It's also significant because it's an example of the people of Mexico coming together and taking a stand. 1 year later, the French did defeat the Mexican army and took over Mexico City. The French victory did not last that long. It only lasted 3 years, and they left Mexico. Benito Juarez took over Mexico City and helped reestablish the government there. We mentioned earlier that Cinco de Mayo is mainly celebrated in Mexico and in the United States, but we mentioned there are also celebrations of Cinco de Mayo around the world. Interestingly enough, even in France there are celebrations of Cinco de Mayo, even though Cinco de Mayo celebrates the Battle of Puebla, where the French army lost. That's weird. I mean, really, that's strange. We can all admit that, right? Right now, we can all say that that's a little bit weird, but there's more to this holiday than meets the eye. Prepare to be shocked and amazed in a segment we call What You Didn't Know About Cinco de Mayo. Oh, that even rhymes. What you didn't know about Cinco de Mayo. It's pretty cool. What you didn't know about Cinco de Mayo. Well, at least what we don't think you know. Maybe you do already know this. Okay, here we go. As many as 81 million avocados are eaten every Cinco de Mayo. 81 million! Wow! Or how about this?
I think that's an important fact to remember. 81 million. Who's eaten an avocado before? Who eats guacamole?
Many people confuse Cinco de Mayo with Mexican Independence Day, which is September 16th. Remember, Cinco de Mayo celebrates the victory at the Battle of Puebla, not Mexican Independence Day, which is a different holiday in September. And finally, what you didn't know about Cinco de Mayo, probably, is for most people in the United States and around the world, Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of Mexican culture. Which might explain why Cinco de Mayo is celebrated in France. Because the Battle of Puebla, that was not something that the French people would normally want to celebrate, Yay, we lost! They wouldn't do that. But they're celebrating Mexican culture, and for many people around the world, that's what it's about. In Mexico, it's a celebration of the Battle of Puebla, but around the world, it's a celebration of the incredible Mexican culture. So, how do you plan to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? If you don't have any plans yet, that's okay. One idea is you can ask a parent or a teacher to help you research and learn more about Mexican culture. Thanks for taking some time today to learn about Cinco de Mayo. Hope you got some awesome facts that you could share with other people, because Cinco de Mayo is a cool holiday. We hope you have fun, have a great time celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, so the main idea is that Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, and that it celebrates that battle at the Puebla where Mexico defeated France, right? Those are the most important facts we heard there. We also heard some other interesting facts, but that's the most important. And we saw on a map where Mexico is and where the United States is, right? All right, now we're ready for a little fiction. And the name of the story is Cinco de Mayo by Judy Fox. At the end, we should be able to come up with who the main character is, where does the story take place, what happened at the beginning, what happened at the middle, and what happened at the end.
Cinco de Mayo by Judy Cox, illustrated by Jeffrey Ebler. On the 5th of May, Mouse woke up and wiggled his whiskers. Spicy smells tickled his nose. Beany, cheesy, ricey smells. A Mexican fiesta. Fantastico! Mouse crawled out of his hidey hole. Where was the fiesta? Not in the bathroom where the kids brushed their teeth. Not in the bedroom where Mom folded laundry. Not in the kitchen where Dad washed dishes. Mouse slipped out the front door and set off to explore. Mouse scampered down alleyways, past sidewalks and streetlights. He didn't see Greedy Cat stalk him down the street. Before long, Mouse stopped at the edge of the city park.
Okay, right away, who can tell me who is the main character? You got it, the mouse. Where is the setting? Where does the story take place? You're right, it takes place in the city. And what is Mouse looking for? What's the beginning of the story? He is looking for where the party is.
What sights met his eyes? All around were people eating, singing, dancing, strolling, playing. All around were food and drink, sombreros, serapes, bright-colored flowers. Cinco de Mayo! His eyes grew round as he beheld a confetti-covered piñata stuffed with candy and shaped like a burro, hanging in a tree above the plaza. I must have that for my fiesta, he said to himself. He jumped, but the enticing piñata swung far out of reach.
Okay, who can tell me what a piñata is? Okay, if you said the thing that has candy in it that you hit, you're absolutely right. Sombrero. Yep, this is a sombrero. Serape is a clothing. And we are ready.
But all around were people eating, dropping snacks for mouse-sized meals. Yummy foods he'd never tasted before. Tacos, tamales, chorizos, and flan. When Mouse was full, he dozed under the shade of a canopy. Cat crouched in the flower bed, tail up and head down, waiting for his chance. But all around came dancers stamping, heels stomping, toes tapping. Mouse woke up and dashed away from Cat, ducking between dancers' pounding feet, zigging and zagging, jigging and jagging. Cat pounced, but missed his prey as Mouse darted beneath the stage. Mouse heard the mariachis play, heard the guitarron, the trumpets, the sweet-voiced violins, heard the boom of fireworks and people shouting, "Viva Mexico!" When at last Mouse's heartbeat steadied, his whiskers quivered. Once again he smelled the candy hidden deep in the piñata. But how to reach the sweets, buried in the burrow swaying high above the plaza? Lickety-split, Mouse scrambled up the tree. He inched across the rope like a tightrope walker, one paw in front and one paw behind. He didn't see Cat hiding in the daffodils, his stripy tail twitching, his green eyes narrowed. The piñata swayed as Mouse climbed up. He smelled the treats, fruity, sugary, and honey sweet. He nibbled and gnawed, but he could not reach the treasure inside. Just then came the swish of a stick as a child swung, and someone jerked the piñata aloft. Mouse held on tight as the piñata swayed and sailed, dipped and spun. A carnival ride for a mouse. In the plaza down below, Cat waited for the mouse to fall into his paws like a ripe plum. And then whap! A mighty blow, and the burrow burst. Mouse flew through the air like a skyrocket and landed in the rose bushes, head spinning and tummy churning. Candy spilled across the plaza, showering like hailstones. Children ran to and fro, laughing, yelling, and scooping up handfuls, pocketfuls, bagfuls. Someone stepped on Cat's tail and... Cat yowled and sped home, his tail bruised and sore. When Mouse caught his breath, he sat up. The candy was gone. The people were leaving. The cleaners were sweeping and picking up trash. No dessert for me, Mouse thought, his whiskers drooping. But wait! Hidden in the ivy, Mouse spied one lemon drop, overlooked, forgotten, and wrapped in shiny cellophane. He picked it up and ran home to his hidey hole for one last treat. Cinco de Mayo, que felicidad! The end.
Okay, friends, let's take a look here. We talked about the main character being the mouse, the story taking place in the city. At the beginning, he was trying to find the party. What happened at the middle? Right? He did find the party. And at the end, did he get that sweet treat? He sure did, didn't he? All right, I'm going to ask you some questions about the nonfiction reading we did and about the fiction reading we did in your Google Classroom. Thumbs up. Nice job.